Hello, House of Tiny Treasures students. It's me, Cindy, again from Chevron. We're going to talk about planets today, all right? Okay. Let's take a look at this. Let's imagine that Earth is the size of a nickel. Well, if Earth was the size of a nickel, then Venus would be the size of a penny. And Mercury, which is the tiniest planet of all, is like a quarter of an inch in diameter. And then over here, of course, is the big sun. Mercury is closest to the sun. All right, so now comparing again to Earth, Mars is a little bit smaller than Earth and a little bit smaller than Venus too. All right, I'm going to take Earth with me. Moving on to Jupiter. So if the Earth is this big, Jupiter would be that big. Moving on. Saturn is this big. It's smaller than Jupiter, but it's still pretty big in comparison to Earth. Then we have Uranus and Neptune. So the last four planets are all so much bigger than the first four planets. And you know what? If I had to lay this out and actually measure the distance between each of the planets, this would be 5 miles long. 5 miles. I can't even walk 5 miles anymore. All right, come on. We're gonna do something here. Go into my driveway. So yesterday, me and the kids in my neighborhood, we played with some sidewalk chalk. So I've got my planets all lined up, just like I had them in the garage. I have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. You know what I find interesting? What does these letters spell? S-U-N? They spell sun. And you know what? If you go to the very front here by Mercury, because Mercury is the closest to the sun, we got a big sun here too. So isn't it weird? We have the sun at the beginning of the planets, and we have sun at the end of the planets. All right, once you have your whole solar system laid out, you can take different things. You can take the paper airplanes like we made in a previous video, and you can try to land on a planet. Oh, well, he took a nosedive, but he landed on Jupiter. Or you can just take a rock, and you can either slide the rock and try to get it to land on a planet. Oh, mine went into a black hole. Or you can try tossing it, but if you toss it, I would be very careful. Okay, phew, I landed on top of Saturn. So one last thing, in order to help you remember the planets and the order that they are in. See how I wrote the letters in front of each of the planets? So here's a sentence to help you remember. My very excited mom just served us nachos. Okay? My very excited mom just served us nachos. So then you can remember the first letter of each planet, and hopefully that'll help you remember the planet names and the order they are in. Have fun with this.